All right, David, we are live.
Hello. Nice to
Hi,
see you,
world.
Buckman.
Yeah,
Fuckman, Cuckman.
good to see you too. Now you've been so busy all the time.
Now working from home, though, I should be able to get back on these very soon. This and BYB a little more often, too. So,
I
yeah.
actually saw BYB last night with Hotep something or other, the tattooed cat that lost his mind
All right. Cool.
or was losing his mind.
Nice.
And
Well,
because
yeah.
I guess two of their hosts are no longer doing the show.
Imhotep, Hotep, Hoteps.
No.
Oh,
Two are not
BYB.
doing BYB. Yeah,
Oh, who's not
like
doing it anymore?
Granny and Lemmy.
They're both of them are not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Is that why he's been having Adam on more often?
So he said last night. Well, he's had Adam on for quite a while, so
Yeah.
I think he.
Ugh.
I don't think this was like a surprise or a Bob Levy thing where he just jumped off the.
Looks like Dave's got to come save the day for BYB again, huh?
I can't. They all like you, man. I don't know why,
Some of
but
them like me, some of them do not like me.
but that's what we're looking for,
It's all
you
right,
know.
yeah. This is what
But
I was surprised about that with the award ceremony, right? That Insufferable Bastards had. I was the most surprised that Rob Saul got worst guest or whatever, worst co-host,
mhm,
because that would imply that he moves the needle. Who'd have thought that?
right. But he does move the needle because he's so fucking annoying that you can't help but like it's my God, you're watching a man fall apart. It's funny. We're gonna do some other stuff tonight, but it blew me away the other day. It was probably like Monday or Tuesday. I was watching Stuttering John, and I realized two things. Number one, the guys that do clip work definitely need like psychiatric help after that because it's like you got to have PTSD after watching SJ and Steel Toe and all those guys. Um, but we go there. Are we having a sound issue?
No, I wanted to make sure that the sound on the through the podcast was coming through again, and it is.
Okay,
So
cool.
everything's
All right.
all good, buddy.
But I'm watching it and it's like they're sitting there shitting on Shuley, right?
Right?
And he wasn't respectful to Howard. He wasn't this, he wasn't that. And that's like a week after or 2 weeks after Rob filed for bankruptcy.
Right.
Like they're making fun of Shuley living in Alabama and he should have checked this and there's 7 states between. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's like these two goddamn losers telling other people what to do. I was blown away. Which that may be a
Yeah.
theme for tonight.
Yeah, these two goddamn losers. That's the theme of our podcast, dude.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that
well, I wouldn't. I mean, look, this is the shtick now, right? It's a
right.
loop. It's all the same thing over and over again. I was actually refreshed to watch Crack Amico on with KB. That was
Uh,
fun. I want to see that a little more often. I got to see some. I like Crack Amico,
I
and
like him too. And I'm an Anthony ball washer, so wasn't happy to I don't like seeing Anthony get trashed. And
really, You're an Anthony ball washer. I didn't know that.
oh, I've been a fucking
I know you've
Anthony.
been.
I'm an old man, dude. I mean,
I, I know that, but I feel like you've been. Yeah. I'm an Anthony ball washer too, but I say that he fucked up royally by not swinging the hammer on Gino and them.
I agree.
And
Absolutely agree.
KB's thrown it out there too recently, saying that now Anthony's even telling Gino, "Don't come down here. You're not gonna have a job." Which I
Right.
don't know if he's actually saying or not. But Anthony did go pretty fucking hard on Bill Burr the other day, and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I must say.
Yeah. I don't. I had to stop. I muted both Anthony and Missy B on Twitter
Oh
because
God,
they were making me crazy. And
what a pussy.
it's just I can't. It's like I can't take it. I can't take. I like Missy B. I've met her. She's very sweet. She's very attractive in person. But on Twitter, it's like You know, you hate the Jews, you hate the blacks, you hate everybody. And then on Sunday, it's go to church, you know,
It's a good
you
point.
know, and then it's like, oh, they're all Christians. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, you know?
Well,
So it's just, it's too much. And Anthony's black stuff is too much. It's, you know, it's not, I live in the world, I've lived in the world that he lives in, not to his financial extent, but it's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's fucked up, but it is what it is. I mean, it's like people aren't going to leave. You got to learn to live with them. And I don't know. I get like the racism and his politics just kind of blow me away.
yeah, now it does seem like this show's going super just mostly political with like one or two stories on like culture here and there. It's not, I don't think we're ever going to really get back to the days of in studio comics, the laughing and the shitting on each other. I think we're pretty
Yeah,
much done with that kind of stuff.
because
The closest we're going to get is Gavin every Wednesday or some bullshit, which I'm.
right. I mean, well, that's you know that look that's censored, compound censored. That's their audience. You know, I mean, I I don't I don't want to give Gavin any money, and that's why I don't sign up for it. You know, but
Yeah.
some of the people on there, like I might have had, I don't know if I had a free membership. I don't know what it was, but I was getting ads for Compound Sensor,
Hmm.
and some of these people or sign up for, I don't know where I saw them, but they were like they were fucking out there, you know?
Well, I love how first of all, Chad has no fucking idea how websites are built, and I actually like um, Censored.tv is actually a very well run and very unbuggy, non-buggy website. It's like works very well. Whoever did Gavin's website did a fucking bang up job. And I love how Chad goes on there. He's like, it's a fucking cookie cutter website. I'm like, no, this is not a cookie cutter. This is a very well constructed website, and everything runs really well. And the memberships and the paywall stuff, it all runs perfectly. Even Red Bar's site's fucking pretty garbage at times, but yeah, that like Compound Media's website was horrible. Their UA, their UI, it was garbage.
Everything
So
about it was garbage. Because I mean,
so
he
bad.
look, he went with his friends, right? Like he went with Keith. He stuck with him too long. He got E-Rock. But I look, I got to tell you, when was he reading when Compound was closing and they were doing their last show, Garrett and Steve, and they had like Keith on, and they were just talking about the amount of weed and that Keith brought in and how hard they were getting. I'm sorry, but as a business owner, uh, I I know you're not going to perform. You're not going to perform to the level you need to perform. Shuli's lucky because he's got Joe, you know.
Yeah, Joe
But
does
I
a great fucking job. He knows a lot about producing and all that stuff. He does a good job with the packages and the video editing, and so yeah,
yeah,
Joe, you
because
did get not so lucky with ISO though. I guess
well, he
he's
worked.
one for one.
I mean, he worked for the time he
one
did,
and
you
one
know.
and one.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got ISO must have been pretty good for the fact that he like didn't get caught for all those years, or I don't really know how long it was going on, but I assume for more than just
and he got busted because of his wife. He didn't get busted
yeah,
because of the feds
exactly.
or anything like that. He got busted because of his wife.
That
So it's
slut.
like how could you know how did because you think that the cops are in on everything, and you know, in the Dabbleverse, it's always like, or hackers, he's going to jail, he's gonna, and it's never like that, you know. And I
Well,
learned
he is going to
early,
jail, but yeah,
well, he is,
he's
but
technically in jail already.
right, but Melton's not, and the other guy. But
Oh yeah, Melton.
I, you know, I learned early on in my career. I bought a business from an old guy who's probably my age now, but and he said to me, he goes, you know, you never get caught for what you did. You always get caught for something else, meaning that, you know, you'll screw up over here and all the shenanigans you were engaged in over there will get you. And it's like this guy Eso and his wife, you know, or guys that wind up going like I've had clients who wind up getting in a lot of trouble with the IRS, and it's not because they got audited. There goes my light. It's not because they got audited first. It's because the place they worked at got audited, and
Yeah.
they were taking cash, and then the government comes, and then so it's like always best to stay on top of those things,
Well, and then you're
particularly
just
the
like
money.
Chad. You're just like Chad. Like, I'm just gonna file an extension. It's fine. Just gonna file an
But
extension.
that's right. But also, that's not how it works, right? So
I know.
when it comes up, when October 15th comes up, and
Yeah.
you file, like you can file an extension, you're supposed to pay the amount due. Originally, the first extension back in April, and
Yeah.
then when October comes up, which is the 15th of October is the date you're definitely supposed to file for. If you have to file an extension, then you're supposed to pay the taxes due, and
Yeah.
if you don't pay that amount of money, if I understand correctly, it's like 5% a month plus compounded daily plus penalties. You know, I owed the state of New York $25
Yeah.
because I used I sent them a check from a closed checking account for a $25 fee, and that amount within a year, because I thought I had taken care of it, became $425. Right, and so it's
God.
like, yeah. I mean, when you owe fucking tax money, man, they come after you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering, I don't know, do you mind staying on this topic, or do you want to get right to
No,
Gino?
let's fucking
Um,
talk, baby. The, what is this world
so
class banter right here? Come on.
yeah, no, like the stuttering John stuff, like people talking about
Oh
taxes
yeah. Yeah.
and whatnot. I'm like, I'm blown away because it's like I've been paying taxes for a for a very long time. I've run businesses for a very long time, and you can't do what you think you want to do. The IRS may be slow to catch you, but boy,
Mm-hmm.
when they catch you and they get to go back, and a lot of people think that they can only go back 3 years, which is bullshit. If they declare it fraud, they can go
Who
back
thinks?
forever. There's no statute of
Yeah.
limitations,
Yeah.
right? But I had a client who he got a bill from the IRS for basically, we just say $10,000, and they wanted $10,000 for the last 3 years. It was a bartender, and he had been making cash. The bar got audited. That's how he got caught.
Mm-hmm,
Hence the
mm-hmm,
earlier
mm-hmm.
story. So I'm sorry. They wanted $10,000 back. I think 5 or 6 years, and he was like, "Oh, fuck them. They can only go back 3 years." And they told him that, look, we could declare this fraud, and we could open it up. We could go back 10, 12 years if we want to.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, I think we've talked about this before. I don't know if we've ever said it on the podcast, but like, I 1099s. I've never worked a job where I had to do 1099. I've only done W-2s, and like, I've always had my taxes taken out of my paycheck every month. Now, sure. Now, there's a big difference. There's a big difference between not filing your taxes and not paying your taxes. Like, I've paid my taxes every single year. Last year I did not file my taxes yet. I will this year because I was, but like I haven't filed them, but they're not going to be coming after me looking for money because my taxes are paid. I just have to technically file for them. If anything, I might be getting some money back. So they're not worried about it when you don't file for your taxes. They're worried when
Right.
you're not paying your taxes. Like, so if I was not declaring any of my taxes at the begin, like out of my paycheck, I mean, I could opt to take my full paycheck, and then at the end of the year, that's what good accountants do, and like people who are good with their money, even if they're getting W-2s, you can have your taxes withheld, or you can get your full payment and then you'll pay your tax at the end of the year. But you have to be on top of your finances. And so I never trusted myself to do any of that. So I just have them take it out.
You have to be within. You have to be within 20%. If you go over, like if at the end of the year, the taxes paid to you, and at the end of the year, you owe $10,000. I keep using that number, and that's more than 80% of what taxes you owed. It's penalties and stuff. They will fine you even for that later amount. And from what I understand, it's still illegal to not file taxes, even if they
No,
owe you money. But they
sure.
don't. but it's like, that's what
It's
happens.
low
You
on the
get caught.
priority. Yeah,
Right. They come after you. You didn't file the taxes. Then you file them and they find out they owe you money.
yeah. So and most 90% of the time it's just a wash anyway. You don't owe anything, they don't owe you anything. It's the only thing this nowadays, which I think they're gonna start getting people, which is why I I didn't, which is why I had to pay an extra like $800 out of my pocket for my taxes last year, which was because in California, I don't know if it's nationwide, but California, if you don't have fucking health insurance, bro, they charge you $800. Is that federal taxes or state taxes?
I'm gonna imagine it's state.
Okay, so yeah, so in California, if you don't have health insurance, they charge you $400, I think, or $400 for every 6 months, something like that, and bullshit, bro. So
I think there was a penalty in the beginning when they did the federal one, when they did Obamacare.
yeah,
But when Trump came in 2016, 2017, I think they got rid of the penalty, and I don't think it ever went back in.
yeah. See,
But I don't know because,
yeah, I have
I
somebody
just
else
pay
do my taxes.
thousands of dollars a month for health insurance.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
Well, you're
that
old,
is
so Cobra.
so.
You using Cobra?
No. I have like commercial health
Oh,
insurance, like
commercial
a
health insurance. That's right.
real person. You have a
Yeah.
corporation. You got to provide health insurance. Very expensive stuff. But
Very expensive.
back to taxes. I want to
Great.
address this
Which is
because
what everybody came to.
there's
watch.
always no, but it's like it works for the Dabbleverse, especially for creators.
Does it?
So with PayPal and Venmo and stuff, right? Okay. So basically, this is the deal. The law says they're supposed to report more than $600. So if any person gets more than $600, they're supposed to report it. But there was so much of that, the IRS postponed the rule.
Oh, okay,
right?
interesting.
And did not enforce the $6,000. So then 600, thank you. And then there were it was going to be 20,000. In the old days, it was like 20,000, but you had to have.
Oh, okay.
From PayPal and Venmo, it was 20,000, but you had to have like more than 200 transactions. Something like they were looking for a specific group of people. From what I understand, starting next year, which may be the 24 tax year, I'm not sure, it's going to be more than I forgot the number. I think it's going to be more than, it's not 20,000, but it's not that high. It's like $2,000 or $3,000 they're going to report. Now,
is that one transaction or is that
it's
cumulative per month?
It's cumulative per year. So at the end of the tax year.
Oh God.
I should look it up. It might even be back to the 20,000, but the part that these guys don't, the thing is, a lot of people don't understand how all this shit works, right? Because I have a corporation, companies that pay me are not required to give me a 1099, right? Individually, I have to get one. But in a corporate transaction, if company A corporation pays company B corporation $30,000, they don't have to report that transaction, right? But if it's individuals and it's more than $600, you have to report it. But the reality is, I get 1099s at the end of every year. I'll have a stack of 1099s from big companies that paid me maybe $500 or $3,000 or whatever. It has no relation to the amount of money. It's just they're going to do 1099s for everybody.
I see.
That they pay money to. And, it goes to a corporation. That's one thing. But an individual, you get it. And then you're subject to that 15% tax. We have more people watching us. We're talking taxes than anything we've done before.
Well, Twitter, I know it says 24 views on Twitter, but that doesn't mean it's concurrent viewers. That means how many views it's gotten.
Oh, I got you. So people popped in and went, fuck these two assholes, and walked out.
Pretty much.
All right. So what do you know about what's going on with Steel Toe and Keanu and
I like that, Keanu. All right, Buckman.
I was trying to come up with it, and I thought it was so bad I wasn't going to say it, and it's trapped in my head.
You know,
So,
you can work for TM Zumach now.
yeah. So
Coming up with these celebrity names, these celebrity mashup names. All right.
he doesn't have anything. You know, the thing with Chad is he's basically an angry guy, and he's yelling at the computer, and it's hard to take somebody seriously who I can't get the image of him taking a bottle of cheap vodka and shoving it down his pants, right?
Uh-huh.
Like
Right. Stealing it? Yeah.
And then I was thinking last night, I was driving home, I was listening to something, and I guess Kreischer just had another birthday,
Oh,
or he had a
okay.
birthday party
Okay.
recently, and
Okay.
you know, I might have been on BYB, and
Okay.
I was thinking it was like Chad not allowed to go to Kreischer's birthday party because he had the alt account, and he was.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, Cardiff. I saw Cardiff's post because I do not follow Chad. I think he has me blocked because he's a pussy. Cardiff's tweet was Chad Zumach claims dozens of fans were disappointed when Nick Swartzen and Daniel Tosh shows are mudsharkless. Then discourages people from buying tickets to Nick's February 20th show at the Key West Theater until Chad is added. Also, Chad claims Nick's best work was his Barks root beer commercial. Okay, so I mean, so Chad's going off. He didn't get added to the fucking Daniel Tosh and Nick Swartzen's shows like he thought he was. I'm opening for Nick Swartzen. I'm opening for Daniel Tosh. And so, I mean, I don't even know if KB's had enough time to write new jokes for him or not. So I think he should wait a little bit longer anyway.
Well, doesn't he just do KB's old jokes?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, I mean, I think they're too old.
Or has
now.
he run through them so much?
I think he's run through all of them. I think he's got to. I think he's like, KB, you know, why'd you send? Imagine you starts doing Ray's jokes, dude.
He couldn't be like, meh, I'm one of 10 kids, meh.
Oh yeah, they start going to like, yeah, I grew up Irish with 10 kids. My brother's Neil Brennan. He's fucking rich. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
brother
I hate
Neil
my
Zumach.
sister. We fought all the time. My father was a very successful attorney. All the kids went to college. What a rough life I had.
Yeah, see, he's got that in common with Bert.
Oh, really? I don't know enough about Bert.
Bert's dad was an attorney also.
Bert was never I never really got into Bert, but
Nobody is. He's a shirtless hack. But Bert's
you don't have an opinion on him, do you? Go ahead.
but Bert's dad like did some legal stuff for L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh, did he really?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, he's got that Scientology
Oh, wow.
money, baby. I think
like
that's where the Will Smith connection comes from.
It comes. Wow, it's like one of those vines. Like you start trying to follow it back to the main root.
Yeah, I got
Scientology.
You can't see it, but right here on my wall, I've got the red yarn with Bert in the middle. And then there's the two keys you have to turn at the same time to like open the door.
Yeah, you got your Air Force hat on too. You're all ready to go.
That's right, baby.
So
President Trump, baby.
question: So is it Dark Tony that's like the Scientology guy, or was?
Well, my experience with Zero Dark, we used to just interact on Twitter here and there, because we were fans of the same kind of like conspiracy shows, and then like I made like a mundane joke about his balls or something like that, and then he completely went off on me, like long paragraph DMs. Don't you know? Like it was psychotic. So then he blocked me.
My balls were injured in 1993.
I don't know, but then this was years ago. This is like 2-3 years ago, and then recently on BYB, one of the last times I was on, they brought up a whole Zero Dark Tony other arc with somebody else. I guess Corn Diff used to just go as Corn, but he used to be on with Zero Dark Tony a bunch apparently.
I have no idea. I don't really know who he is. I just when I first came into this world, I was watching videos of people like it was even Win by Two was a thing for 5 minutes.
What is that? A volleyball podcast? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And I was and so one guy was like very into Scientology. I never really pursued it. I didn't really think about it.
Oh no no
And
no 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 no! I know what you're talking about. No, he's the guy I think that went and started pressing, that was being followed by science or
he was
something about him
following
being
Scientology.
following Scientologists or being followed by Scientologists, and there's like maybe a lawsuit involved or something with another creator. I don't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about now.
I just remember
I don't think
videos
he's
of like
yeah, I don't think he's a Scientologist. I think he's like
yeah.
anti-Scientology.
Okay, I don't know who the guy was, but I know he used to go to he
But
would
doing it
go to
in a shitty way,
Scientology
probably.
in LA and yell at the security guard for
Yeah,
not
yeah,
talking.
yeah.
And I'm like yelling at security. It's like yelling at the person at Wendy's, man. They're just trying to make a living.
I know.
Leave them alone.
I don't yell at anybody.
So, well, not tonight anyway.
Not tonight. That's
So,
right. I can't
I
believe they're paying me an exorbitant amount of money to work from home, Schmuel Buckman. Full degeneracy has been achieved. You know this. Like I will be dead next year. I will not survive 2025. I won't survive 2025.
well,
Let's
I'm
see.
here as Melton likes to call me Grandpa.
Oh,
I'm here to point you in the right direction.
do you have any grandchildren, Buckman?
Nope. I got no
Okay.
kids. I got no kids. And as I'm sitting with Aaron Berg one night, he says to me, he goes, "You got any kids?" I go, "No." He goes, "Bad sperm?"
Banned sperm, huh?
I was thinking. Mrs. Buckman works from home like 3, 4 days a week. She could work from home almost every day. Um, but
I mean, I'm working at all hours of the day and night too. I mean, it's only been 1 week since I started, but I've definitely been working more than 8 hours like a day, just because I'm at my computer constantly right now, learning shit and making sure I don't fuck up because I cannot lose this job. This is the best thing in the world. I can travel now. Now I can go to Hackmania.
yeah.
Is it going to be in April again? You going to do Hackmania again this year or next
Yeah,
year?
of course.
It's
Of
going to be
course.
April. You think?
Well, I dropped 20 pounds. I have to go. You know, it's like I want to be like show somebody my weight loss.
That's good.
Um,
Drop
I
20 pounds.
Hackmania was a lot of fun. DabbleCon was a lot of fun. The talk of the DabbleCon 3 being in Vegas turns me off. Because it's like Hackmania is going to be there, and I hate going to Vegas, to be honest with you. Um, it's fun when I'm there, but it's like if the event wasn't there, there's no reason for me to go anymore. The old days of gambling at Binion's with the sleazy dealers and shit like that. Those days are all gone.
Palace
It's like
Station.
it's like when they said about New York, like when Times Square turned into what it is today, and it's like, oh, it's like a Disneyland. That's how I feel like
Yeah.
Las Vegas is now.
Downtown Vegas is a little more grimy, but it's still not that much better. But every time I go to Vegas, I gotta hit up Palace Station. I gotta go to that oyster bar, man. It's
Oh,
so
really?
fucking good. It's the
Uh,
best.
oh,
So there's only the guy that started the restaurant or owns the restaurant or whatever inside of Palace Station or runs it, the head chef. He's got a couple of restaurants out here in like LA and OC called something Steam Kettle, something.
mhm.
Oh, Ritter's Steam Kettle. It's fucking delicious. But this place in Vegas, Palace Station, there's only like 15 or so seats open. There might be less even, but it's about 15. Um, there's no reservations. You just have to stand in line. It's open 24 hours. You got to stand in line no matter what time of day you're going. It's basically a 2 hour wait, and and you can't really go in like large groups because you won't be seated together.
Right.
But it's fucking hands down the best clams, oysters, um, like Fra Diablo. Like these pastas are fucking amazing. It's so good.
Uh,
So
I
anyway,
have issues with standing in line for food. I just don't want to do it.
well, I understand, and it's it's not one of those like hipster things which I like. It's like, by the way, last time I went, it was for Skankfest last year. Last time I went, we're standing in line. We're in line for 2 hours. This Asian couple in front of us, they stand in line for the whole 2 hour duration, and literally when they were in the front of the line, they left, which was the
Oh,
wildest thing. I couldn't believe it. I was dumbfounded. Anyway, all right, what else we got
I
on
can,
the
I
docket?
can, I can understand. Well, so Hackamania was in downtown Vegas, and
Yeah.
what a what a goddamn shit show Fremont Street was. Because like a lot of the businesses are gone. There was a lot of closed stuff, and it was like every chick, was definitely like 30 pounds of potatoes in a 10-pound sack. It was I was I was mortified, but even I think was it Tukey we talked about it. They had some kid who was singing. He was singing for her money. She couldn't have been more than 8 or 10 years old, and was out there at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like with her dad and
Yes.
stuff. It was
Black chick,
very
black girl.
yeah,
There's two of
yeah,
them last time. When I went to Vegas last
right.
time, it
I think
was
they're
yes, both
sisters.
kids. Yeah, both kids. Now, girls are wailing. They're doing really great. They're making good money, but seems a little inappropriate to have your children out on Fremont Street in Vegas at 1, 2 in the morning. It was like, I don't think it was that late when I saw them, but it was definitely, or a little bit of a rowdy crowd. But they were raking in. They had a few $100 in front of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just wonder how much of they get, how much the dad gets,
Well,
but
yeah.
if it even is the
Imagine,
dad.
imagine the
And I
mom
wonder
leaving
if I
though.
went next week with the two kids, the two sisters,
Be
be
different.
completely different looking, right? Like, you know,
I didn't even think about that,
or like, is it
bruh. If
another?
I bet if they were white little kids, you wouldn't think that.
Yeah, it would.
That didn't you didn't answer quick enough, or you were wishy washy a little
I
bit.
was hesitant, wishy washy.
It's okay.
No, no, no. I just think like you would switch it off weekend to weekend or night to night, but
Yeah, maybe.
they'd make the kids look alike,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
they send the kid out to get red hair, so they had a red haired kid,
yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know, and do that. But all these, they're all fucking grifters down there.
I
Speaking of
guess.
grifters,
Joey C.
no,
Oh, okay.
look, I am scheduled to interview our friend Joey C.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
promised him that I would not sandbag him.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest
Mm-hmm.
promise I had to make to him was that you wouldn't be there.
Don't worry, I won't be there, dude.
He was I'm not going to get sandbagged and stuff. Because I want I
Oh
got a
man,
lot of I have a lot of questions for Joey C. that
have your interview, baby. Don't
that
worry.
don't that aren't like I want to know things like what was it that brought him into the Dabbleverse or into streaming. I know he was an old school Stern caller. Like, what's his goal with this? Has he thought about
Yeah, let's.
focusing at
Yeah,
all?
we need a
You know?
nice long interview from Joey. I'll give you some questions to ask him.
Yeah. So I'm hopefully getting questions from a TV reporter who's a member of the Dabbleverse who's going
Oh,
to
you
help me
should
put this together.
you should ask people like Rochi too, or
I
Based Pill
Roach,
maybe.
I think Rochi is funny. I don't want to do the
Rochi's
Honk
great.
had him on, and I love Honk, but I don't want to let him get away with crap and bullshit. But at the same time, I don't need to have like I did the last time where we had like a major confrontation. I'd like to get to hear his side of the story, and honestly,
You should
you
send
know.
Ray the link too every once in a while. You should just send him the link every single day.
Well,
Every t- eh,
Ray actually, Ray said he would come on one of these days, and but the other night, I think it might have been Sunday or
See
whatever.
now
I
now he
uh,
can't bitch now. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but now he can't bitch because it's not his channel. I can't
right,
fuck up his channel. I'm not, you know what
right.
I mean? So what were you saying?
I think he's avoiding you. I think you're intimidating to him. But so Sunday night, I was trying to set up a link thing, right, where I could send out the links to people, like more than one person at a time. and somehow I managed to send like everybody that I had DM'd on Twitter for the last 3 months. I wound up sending all these people a link. Blind Mike, Dr. Steve, rando people, you know? And they're all like, what the fuck is this? But
It's
my
my
favorite
podcast,
part,
man. Come on, you don't know what streaming
well, if
is,
they
dude?
clicked on the link, there was no show. It wasn't live. I was just testing out links, and I felt so bad. I finally just had to put it down, and it was just I chalked it up to being a boomer.
I'm sorry. I sent the link to the wrong person. Sorry. I meant to say that. Send that to Dave Sarah.
I was just like, no, man, I was the boomer thing, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was just fucking around. Because I couldn't sleep. So all these strange people got links to Schmuel Buckman's
Oh, my
stream that
God.
wasn't existing.
Oh,
So
fuck.
hey,
You
wait.
You basically busted a Ray. You basically put like fucking Schmuel
Oh no!
Huston.
Don't do that to me, Stalin.
Sh-
That's like the worst thing anybody can say.
that's like with Ray. Ray fucking sends, hey guys, I'm gonna go live. He sends a personal message to like people like, hey, I'm gonna go live. You wanna I hope you're there. Don't worry about RSVPing. Don't worry about RSVPing.
If we got Carlos Danger watching, that means we're
Carlos
definitely
Danger.
we're moving a fucking needle. And
Great
then
show. Great show. The great
yeah.
award show. That was fun. I do think you should do guests also. Like
We'll
guest of
do
the
it.
year.
We're gonna do one Sunday. We're gonna do it better,
Oh.
Carlos.
Oh, are we? Okay.
We're gonna we're,
guest of the year.
we're gonna use the most accurate polling there is. We're gonna use Twitter. We're gonna ask
God.
them to vote on these people. I don't think, and I also don't think that ESO should have been on that, because I don't think ESO
Oh.
was. I don't think ESO is part of. I don't think he was ever really part of the Dabbleverse. You know, like we didn't know who he was, right? Did you know who he was? Did you ever
Yeah.
hear him on a show? I mean,
Yeah.
I've been
Oh.
I've been here
Yeah,
about
but
a
I've
year
been-
and a half.
Oh yeah, but I've been
Yeah.
following since the very, very beginning. I knew ESO since he's the one who started the Discord channel and all that. So I was in there and the Patreon. I was in there since the very beginning. So I remember. But yeah, he was at DabbleCon 1. Like he was there. Like, you know, he's definitely a
I
part of the
know.
Dabbleverse. But I know what you mean a little bit. He's a little, and he's been out of it for a while. It's just news about him is
Right.
I get what you mean. It's a little different
Right.
than.
Carlos, I
Yes,
understand
yes,
what
I
you're
know.
saying. I want to address Stalin here. He's more than likely to call me an insult to the Hebrew tribe than the N word.
Which is
And I
wild
think
because you're not Jewish.
He calls me what do you call
You
it?
think I'd be doing this show if you're Jewish?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
people wouldn't let
and,
me.
I love my people. And what's the other? Oh, he calls it homosexual. That's my big thing. I've always got a man over in the bed, according to him. And and Carlos, answering this, I will say to you, Cardiff or Tukey grifted their way to DabbleCon 1, and we don't hold that against them.
Tukey
So-
definitely did. Cardiff at least was there from the very beginning. Also,
Well, Cardiff does Cardiff. What do you call it? Cardiff drove. It was in Rochester. And
okay. I'm just saying Cardiff was like, he was never a mod, but he was always in chat. Like when in those old days, in those 2018 YouTube days, 2019. Because
wow.
he didn't, because he did podcast, because he did the online podcast, but he didn't really start doing YouTube podcasts until probably 2018 or 19, probably.
Wow. I haven't even, I only got to this recently with last couple of years. I was in the old
It's been
school.
going strong for 4 years. Like TSN has been going strong for 4 years, pretty much. At least 3. So, and like, I mean, he had been podcasting for 4 years before that. So ever since Trump and all that bullshit. I came in literally the week of. I came in. No, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I mean, there was 12 people watching.
Yeah, I have
No
I
nose
have
candy
no
tonight, dude.
Yeah, I have no idea when. I don't remember when I came. It's probably about a year and a half ago, and I think I told you it was just heard Kumia, talk about WATP, listen to WATP, right? Then heard them talk about Stuttering John. Then saw Shuley doing the Stuttering John. I didn't know who Shuley was. Um, I would, if he bit me on the ankle, I wouldn't have known who he was. But I've since met him, and he's always been a really good guy. But
Yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah. I mean, the way I actually originally got into it was Artie and Anthony, 2017.
oh
That's
yeah,
when I
yeah, yeah.
first started going in and following Stuttering John, everything he had, and started
Another
just
another
attacking him on
compound
Twitter.
media, yeah, another compound media move that or not. I'm smoking a cigar. I don't do the weed, guys.
It's
Um,
okay. You're
but
roaching it.
I cannot get through one show without at least one anti-Semitic comment. So there it is, and I'm happy for you. But apparently, he's not a bad guy because he did ask
No,
that.
no.
And Dave and I just came
But
from a meeting beforehand, and
mhm.
you know, he's like
Yeah,
steel toe. He put it all behind him.
yeah. Steel toe. So you wanted to talk. So get into what you wanted to get into there.
What I wanted to talk about is actually I the one thing I hate to do. I hate to develop like a personal animosity towards people, particularly people that I don't know. Um, I've met Gino. He's a nice guy. I had met him, and I loved In Hot Water with he and Berg.
Because you like
Uh,
Darren Berg, sure. Okay.
I've become well. I think Berg is the creative talent, but in any event, then Keanu comes to these things, and I don't get it. So I want to just this is from our buddy MLI, and this was last night, and it just this these fucking people just amaze me, you know. And also too, before we start with this, you know, these guys were Gino is comparing Taz, Taz from Pat Dixon
Yes.
show, right?
Yes.
And she looks like a little boy and she's trans and whatever. Have you ever seen Keanu in real life? I mean,
No.
she looks like a boy. It's like, I mean,
She
she
looking like
dresses
a
up
man.
well, but
Well,
I mean,
look, Taz is. I know you're a Dixon homie, and Taz is fine, but I cannot listen to her for more than a few minutes. She's very dull to me, and she's not
I
exactly easy on the eyes either.
Taz, are
Yeah.
you talking about, or are we talking about this
Yeah.
already? Yeah, I can understand. I mean, I can
I
get when
can't
you say
listen to Keanu at all, but at least
yeah.
Keanu I could probably fuck
Taz
from
is
behind if I need to.
in person. Taz is really cool.
I'm sure
But
she's a fine human being.
no, she's great. But she just, I get it. Like it's tough with her. I think, uh, she doesn't really. She's very shy. I think, and so she doesn't necessarily express herself really well. So, like on those 10-hour videos she did, it's very hard to get the point. And their videos, and she was using text, so that makes it hard.
Oh
But
boy.
let's watch this and let's think about would you want this chick as your friend?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd fuck her. She looks like she's got a little herpes
All right, I'll
mark right
just
there, though.
start with
Little herps McGurps going.
uh, I got a little chap lip myself. You can
Little.
hear her okay?
Yeah, I
this will
hear
be
you fine.
quick, but this is
Ooh,
if
she's
anybody
got a
wants
little.
to know how
She's
I
got a little
feel
Kevin
about
Brennan in the bottom
all
right
that's
corner,
going
eh?
on with our
I
dear
didn't see that.
friend Toe.
Little blemish.
You know Toe, right? I have been in contact with April, dearest April, his ex-wife, quite a lot.
Why am I hearing about this? Why is this on the internet? Go ahead.
And again, I am ride or die friend of hers. I adore her, and I always will. I am in no way speaking poorly on her at all. But I think that the situation
That's the old. I'm not going to say anything bad, but
that she's in is probably not good. And because yes, I've spoken with her at length, and I'm not going to ever tell you exactly what she has said, but
now we're going to hear exactly what she said.
I'm just glad to talk to her. That's all. That's all. But the gentleman and his wife that she is living next door to, and I really don't know them.
Can she take any longer to get to the point?
Right. Who I have always not had very kind words to say about, but I'm for if somebody's in love or what have you, I try and bite my tongue. It takes a lot for somebody to make me kind of see where the toe is coming from. Do you understand? If you know. Nick has lost his fucking mind as if it weren't already fucking lost.
Pause it for a second.
And all he's going to do.
Okay. We're 2 minutes and 21 seconds in, and she hasn't said anything except for these people's names.
Okay? No, and I'm going to do it at double speed, so I think we can hear her. Maybe
yes,
I'll go 1.5.
Please.
I'll go 1.5. So we'll be able to understand what she says without the droning voice.
Shut up, data point. This is transformative.
It's a very difficult thing to say to somebody that's in love with somebody, right? But at some point, you do have to go. And I told her, we've been talking on the phone at length. And I said, I'm not saying this man can't get his shit together. But do you think he has his shit together? Also, you're living in the house that is for sale on his property. She's a kind soul, okay? April Imholt, kind soul, much like me. But sometimes you need a little bit of tough love.
Pause it.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Okay, is going on the air and throwing somebody under the bus considered tough love, Schmuel Buckman? Like
not in my world.
Okay, you've talked to me about this before. The way we kind of became friends is because you saw me on something and whatever, and then you said, maybe this whole cocaine shtick, maybe you should try to get away from. I'm like, it's not a shtick, first of all. Second of all, like. But you came to me directly and you said something and you were concerned. You didn't even know me then. And since then, you've been like, try to keep it under wraps and stuff. Would you try to be nice? But like, if you really wanted to get through to me, you're not going to go on your show and be like, Dave Sarah, he's really lost it now. He's just doing too much cocaine or whatever the fuck. No, that's not tough love. That's broadcasted love. All right.
Right.
Take a hike, Grandpa, is what I said, yeah.
It's not love. It's just it.
Fuck about him or his wife, who I don't know. I don't know either of them. But he's a monster and an idiot. And I hate that she's sitting there without internet for 6 fucking months, okay?
What's that about?
I want you to listen. Just listen to what comes up next.
Okay, but hold on. What's that about? Is she without internet for 6 months?
She's going to explain it right now.
She said, I finally got internet. I said, what did you do before that, April? She was like, I would just watch TV on my phone and wait for Nick to text me.
I wait for Nick to text me? Yuck.
Right. But she also said she's watching TV on her phone, right? So if you're watching TV on your phone, you have the internet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
Maybe you could download movies on Netflix. Can't you do that?
Look, you gotta have the internet somewhere.
At some point,
it's not
somewhere. Maybe,
and it's not like McDonald's doesn't have it. And
that's right. Right.
Barry Ribs has made a career.
Hey, do you think that there's a McDonald's at sea so I can get Wi-Fi out there near the barge? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Was was it Kumia that got somebody got busted with a Starlink on a cruise.
Got busted. You
Yeah,
can't
so
take you can't take Starlink on a cruise?
no, you're not allowed to. And it was like they had, I guess, taken
Huh.
Starlink on a cruise, and the cruise ship discovered it, and they found the guy, and like he's banned from going on again.
Jump
And
roping competition.
yeah, and Stalin, the difference is, I know everybody says it. I didn't say it out loud or to anybody. I just sent Dave a message like, even if you are, you might not want to be. This is not the guy. It's not a good career move.
I get you.
And,
I get you. Ooh.
And
I don't
so
know. I'm gonna
let's get back.
I'm gonna fix her like Coldplay, baby.
Yeah. So hold on. Let's go back.
You can
I
tell
don't
she's trying to
know,
hide her
you know,
blemish a little bit. She's like trying to do one of these.
But that makes me very upset. But I know what being in a sort of, I know what being in both kind of abusive relationships are. Emotional and sort of like bizarro abuse where I want you to be my side piece and live in my, I don't know, what shall we call it, a guest house. And also do all of your court things from my studio where everyone knows that you're there. Everybody online knows.
I know you got like a nice microphone and shit. You got like a Shure mic with the fucking bendy thing. She's like all dolled up with the blurred background and looks perfect.
Yeah. Well, and you know, look,
It's true.
She's
it's a little,
also
it's a little funky.
She's an old and look, you're talking about April, and you're fucking showing your asshole on OnlyFans. You know, don't tell me about what other people. Annoys me. Go ahead.
That's where Nick's studio is, and that's the only time he lets you come over, unless Kayla's out of the house, and then he's like, "Yeah, pop on by." That no bueno, no bueno. And again, this is all, you know, alleged. The thing that she told me was so
So remember when she wasn't going to say anything?
annoying to me that he blamed her for. He said, "Do you know when somebody says it's
this
not
is
your
like
fault,
alleged.
but
Yeah.
it means it's your fault?" Okay? The thing that she told me that he blamed her for was so heinous and so repulsive to me, and she was crying her eyes out, and so fucking... This is not a good man, and I don't think that he has any chance of being one unless he... Fuck, I don't know what he needs to do.
Pause it. You know, it's so brave of Keanu to come here with her herpes cold sore and be brave for April. And she needs internet, Nick. Get her. And maybe where she was, like, what's the deal with the internet thing? Does this mean, like, so is she living in a guest house? Is she living inside the house? Or
She lives on there's a house on the property, another house that she's living in.
Maybe she can't get internet there. Like, it doesn't reach. Maybe the Wi-Fi is too far or something, and they just finally got... So if she needs to use the internet, she has to, like, come into the main house or something. I'm giving the girl a benefit of a doubt. I feel a little bad for April because, I mean, I don't know how you're so stupid enough to get with Aaron, but...
Right.
I mean, poor girl, dude. She caught between two fucking streamers, man. What the fuck?
Right.
Minnesota streamers, dude. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I what do you call it? I'm just gonna run this.
But my friend April is living next door in a house that he's selling, that he owns, and finally just got internet and doesn't even know that it's probably not a good idea to do your court cases from his home because she didn't have internet. So that's all. So she had no idea. She's like, well, I didn't even know that it was a bad look to be streaming my court things. I'm like, yeah, it's a bad look. What does he tell you?
Who is it a bad look? Who's it a bad look to, though, right? April's only audience is the fucking judge, right? I mean, everybody's watching it, everybody sees it, but the only person that she needs to be concerned with is the judge and what the judge thinks. What our opinion is doesn't matter, regards to the studio thing.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of like happy April stayed off of camera for months and months, other than the Zoom call stuff.
Right.
And not that she's doing her favors on Twitter, but
yeah, I'm still dubious. I still don't think that's April that's doing it. But
yeah, that could be possible. I have no idea.
Because the language is not April, right? She's using words and sentences and stuff that just don't seem like the girl from the factory would be using?
Nothing, apparently. He just lets you sit next door. She has internet. She has autonomy over her life. Anybody that fucking says to April, anybody that says to her, go live with your parents and work in a factory again. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. She's smarter and better. And I understand why that's not an easy fix for things. I understand why she's there.
I can't stand this fucking attitude of people who grew up with money who think that factory work is somehow beneath people. You know, if I had it all to do over again, I could imagine working in a factory, making a good living, and not having to worry about anything after my shift ends.
She fucking,
you know?
she had the life there, spray painting valves or whatever the fuck. She could have just.
Right, but you know, those guys, like,
had
and
a
she's
couple babies with Aaron and been done
Right.
with it.
Well, lucky for her, that didn't happen.
Old cuck cum swallowing Aaron.
Get it. So does this look like a very clean countertop to you?
Wow. It's a Minnesota countertop right there, dude.
Right. Well, you know, this chick also lives in an apartment that's so small. It's like the size of a matchbox. You don't have the counter space to be that dirty.
Well, plus, you know, the cops came in, they removed everything from the cabinets. They just haven't really had time to, like, put everything back, really.
Right. Was that like 6 months ago? You know, and he's got kids, right? So I would imagine that for the kids, it's tough to get up and reach into the cabinets.
That's right.
So there's probably a lot of shit.
Now you're thinking.
On the countertop. And I'm not a Nick fan, which we'll get to, but I really, really find this stream is so distasteful to me.
I understand you have 5 children. But does this seem like a sober person to you?
My kitchen. No. Oh my God. Sorry. Oh. What's up, guys?
Yeah, it looks like he looks
What's up,
bored
guys?
as fuck.
No. I have
Because he's
dishes.
sober.
I'll bet
looks
he's more sober
bored.
than Gino.
Yeah, I mean, he just looks bored. He's like, he probably does have to stay sober for a little while. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch it. I have no clue. But every video I've seen of him, he doesn't look glossy-eyed like he used to. Because I used to catch Nick Riccati here and there back when he was like, you know, back with like the Quartering, and then there's that Nerdrotic show. They're all the Eric July verse. It's like all the same kind of people. But like he was always fucked up, dude. Every night he was drinking and probably doing blow even.
But I'm like, and it's funny that you would go on stream like that, you know?
Well, I mean, I go on stream like that, but I don't have.
I know, but you know, you're not a lawyer. You don't run the LawTube
It's true.
thing. Is he the guy? Do we credit him with inventing LawTube, or was he just
I don't know.
one of the few that really maxed out on it?
I doubt it. There's been lawyers on ever since 2016. You've had some. I don't know who the biggest one is. I know there's another one. I forget the name. The guy that he made kind of his bones for like going after the Disney stuff in Florida. I always forget his name. And he lives in South Korea or something, which is weird too. Just some white guy that knows that. Anyway, but
is that the guy? Is that the guy that just got busted in South Korea doing the deep fakes?
I think so,
behind me in my kitchen. No. Oh my.
Dishes? Do these tweets seem like a person that's sober? Is this something a sober person that is worried about keeping his children and making his drug tests on time? I'm not saying that I know, but next time that happens, allegedly, don't blame somebody that lives next door to you because you got into a fight over it because with your wife. But I'm just surmising here. I did not say that. I do not know that for a fact. Why is it always me? So this is followed by cuckport. I don't know. Why is this anything to you? So here's your history, the Toes Google history, allegedly. I mean, this is very burn it all down. I know I'm going down behavior.
This is to I'll actually use the right term instead of stuttering John's, but this is revenge is a dish best served cold. I feel like Ricada just is getting back, totally getting back at Steel Toe. And of course we lost.
You gotta be a real fucking monster. to make me kind of make up with the toe a little bit. I'm sorry.
So what you missed is
Mhm.
he's calling Ricada a monster, and it's now caused her to make up with Aaron Steeltoe.
I'm sorry. And I question the things that even Nick, don't message me ever again, you weirdo. Care about your kids, okay? No.
So the way that she,
It says
way she helped-
Joe Abercrombie was the first one. Oh no, what am I
Okay.
saying? No, this is wrong. What am I? Joe Abercrombie. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. Anyway, go on.
all right. So anyway, the point of her whole throwing April under the bus and disclosing to us information that
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
we shouldn't have. It's shitty. You don't trash your friend.
It's not just
on the
shitty
web.
because of that. It's not just because of the friends. It's not just because it's online. But it's on top of that. It's like she's already like the fucking like she's already like, for lack of a better term, being attacked, and she's the center of all this controversy and shit. And on top of so it's like, what are you adding? You're adding to it by just talking about it. Just stop talking about her. If you really care, stop talking about her, and then just talk to her.
You know, I would think she doesn't care. I think that this is all about her shows have been getting like an average of 30, 35 people. She's been around forever.
I'd still kill to have that audience, by the way.
Well, so would I. But, you know, at least with Twitter, we can act like we do. This is just her trying to get some motion behind her account. You know, hopefully these clips that she hates, I'm sure she's hoping generate some people, you know, oh, let's watch her show. But which is sort of really hard to do because her affect is completely fucked up. It seems completely fake. And there's nothing interesting, you know? And you're judging, this girl is judging other people, and you literally just married an unemployed alcoholic, right? And I don't like to call people alcoholics, but you know, you're in a studio apartment in East Harlem, right? You guys are driving around in a Chevy Sprint or something. I mean,
You're talking about
who
Gino,
the
like
who the fuck are they? I hope you two doesn't have a problem with the fuck word, but who the fuck are they to be judging other people?
who the fuck is judging other people?
I know. My
but that-
Jew side came out.
But I'm, you know what, dude? I know I don't want to keep rehashing this. I like Gino. He's fine. He's fine. But like, I don't believe that he's living off of his own money at this point. I don't see where the money's coming from. There's no way these gigs that he's doing, one a month, two a month of, is making the bread for. He's not making $1,500 from these gigs.
Not even close.
If he was doing 2 gigs, $1,500 a piece, okay, which is, it's feasible. Like, it can happen, right? It's not like if KB wanted to today, he can go out and do 2 shows a month and make $3,000. Am I wrong about that? Okay.
No, I think you could, I think you'd be right.
I think that even the mid to low level ones, like I'm trying to think of like who's on Gino's, like Aaron Berg definitely, you know, could probably, I don't know. Anyway, so maybe I'm stretching $1,500. Maybe I'm stretching, but he can't do that. Like I don't believe there's the money's not there. So they're either living off of Keanu's family. Maybe Gino's brother's helping him out. I don't know.
I'm convinced that there was a prenup, and Gino ain't getting none of that fireworks money.
But like, does she come from is she actually from a wealthy family?
I don't know. I'm only basing it on the things that she talks about and the life that she's lived. And, you know, not wanting to go to Italy because she's been there so many times. And
that's right.
She tries to tell a very uninteresting, in her act, there was a very uninteresting story about a plane trip back from Paris, you know, and very much a Adam Carolla humble brag.
Imagine, imagine Gino in Paris. Yuck. Hey, I'm in Paris. Hey guys, I'm in Paris. You want to get some baguettes? Guys, you want to get some baguettes? Let's get some baguettes.
Baguettes and wine. And
Kill me, dude.
Oh man, it's like it's crazy. So I'm going to, speaking of Gino, I don't think I have him up here yet. Sorry, I'm stuck using one monitor tonight because my office is not set up.
Dude, I watched this too.
It's pathetic, man. Hold on.
I don't find Don Jameson funny, or Don Jameson. Fucking Tim Schultz.
Bill Schultz.
Bill Schultz. Don't find him funny. Could never stand his morning show.
I agree with you. But again, it's another guy. Bill Schultz is a really smart guy, and if you listen to him craft jokes and craft writing, he's really good at it. I don't know, it doesn't translate to him.
I've never seen his stand-up either, so I have no clue.
But I've listened to him talk to other people about the way that they express a thought and stuff like that. And it's really good. It's really good stuff. I know, but I sit and read books all day. So
do ya?
Yeah, unfortunately. All right. I think I got this in the right place, but we'll find out.
It's great being a dude, and watch us. Hope we make some $1 million, but I'm like fucking.
There's a little bit of Aaron Berg in here
these guys are coked the fuck out right
because
now.
a lot of them are like dirtier than he needs to be.
Yeah, but you can manage that shit.
I don't want. I want him. And look, I'm not complaining. Everything happens for a reason. He reached out. He's like, let's grab a cigar and catch up. And we
let's do normal for a little bit because I want to see the coked outness.
Type show.
Hold on. I got to go back a little bit more.
Sorry. Out when I was putting the old. It's great being a dude. Let me tell you, women.
Is it?
Whiskey. I get hot tight.
All right, stop stealing my shit, Bill.
But look, he fucking reached out and he just said, "Look, I'm really sorry that you got dragged into this."
Scroll up a little bit. There you go.
So he's talking about he's alternating between Aaron Berg and Aaron M. Holte, as somebody likes to call him.
Okay.
Oh,
Aaron Berg.
No. Me and Aaron fucking made up. Aaron Berg reached out when I was putting the old episodes of In Hot Water on. And he's like, dude, what we did was great. Don't share those with anyone. And I said, okay.
That's not what he said.
Yeah. Because that's Aaron Berg, right? Aaron is that. Yeah, he's just a sweet,
we had such a fun
guy.
time together. Don't share those for anyone, please. Keep those for Aaron Denver.
It's so important.
Fuck yeah.
Someday we'll sit on the front porch and look back. Oh,
hey,
God.
You fucking idiot. Why are you putting a old shit bike on there? Don't you know I have a movie coming out? I have a movie coming out. What are you doing, Gino? That's what it was.
This guy was going to sell, basically, he was going to sell those old In Hot Water episodes for $5. That was his monthly YouTube membership. Oh, my God.
Again, I love Gino, but he's a fucking retard. You know what, dude? If I don't keep this job, I'm going to be Gino. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to be a less talented with no audience Gino. So I better keep this job and
but
stop
at least
trying to do comedy, pretty much.
At least you'll have a place to live.
Yeah, it's because I live with my parents. Thanks, asshole.
Hey man, any port in a storm.
You should share them.
No, the ones with him, if he doesn't want them shared, I won't. You know what I mean?
Well, why? That was kind of legend.
Well, first of all, people are watching them.
I hate to say, Joe and I kind of rode your coattails on some of those classics.
Oh, they were great.
Yeah.
These guys are fucking trash.
They were great, but Aaron doesn't want it shown. So why?
Bill Schultz looks railed the fuck out,
want
bro.
them because a lot of them are like dirtier than he needs to be.
Yeah, but you can manage that.
He's looking at the lid of his fucking can't. This is exactly what I look like when I'm coked out. God damn it! Schmuel, why'd you do this to me, Schmuel? God damn it!
If you imagine, if you just in your head closed your eyes and said, "Oh, let me imagine somebody that's blown out of their mind on coke," this would be the guy. I don't know whether he is or he isn't, but this is what I picture it looking like.
Shit.
I don't want. I want him. And
Okay.
look, I'm not complaining. Like everything happens for a reason.
That's such bullshit.
He reached
These guys
out.
are two sentences away from starting a business together.
Right, exactly. Did you see the Pat Dixon thing when he didn't accuse Bill? Bill stole Anthony Cumia's mayor's jacket from Jaws, and
Yeah,
he's got Bill
something
Schultz
like
on it.
that.
And Bill Schultz is like, "Wait, my mother is talking to me," and Dixon's like, the guy's like in his 50s and apparently living at home. It was very funny.
Oh shit. Yeah.
He's like, let's grab a cigar and catch up, and we did, and we're buddies. Same thing
I
with
love
this
it.
Aaron.
I love
Aaron
it.
knows he's fucking like.
That's very sweet.
Look, Aaron fucked up, but he knows it. Now I think I'm speaking out of school and getting too into it. But if you ask me, Aaron, another guy you don't know, Steel Toe was like, God, I fucked up, and I got a long way back. But he's much further along the long way back than the 3 people he left in his wake. That's a fair statement, right, baby?
What a fucking
That's a perfect way to put it.
Don't know what that means.
But he's like, I'm sorry, and I'm like, no problem, dude. And I
Such
said, I
great
hope everything works
joke
out.
crafter.
I'm worried about your ex. And he's like, I know. And you go from there. But it's great being a dude. And watch us. I hope he makes $1 million. But unlike fucking Nick Requeta, I mean it because I'm friends with him again and I can borrow money from him, right?
money. It's always interesting to me with Gino because it's always like money doesn't matter and the universe provides, and you know what comes to me and it flows through me. But every time he talks about somebody else, their measure of success is how much money they make.
I don't know. I don't hear Gino talking about money all that often, except for when he's shaming super chatters for not giving him $5. Which is
I
what are we doing here, folks?
Yeah, I know. You like BYB, you like Gino.
I mean, here's the other thing too. It's like with Gino, like you trying to tell me it wasn't a subconscious thing to start doing your YouTube thing? Like even if Kumia never explicitly said something to you about Compound and stuff like that, you knew this was coming. You knew it was coming. Don't tell me you didn't, because you started your YouTube channel back in December of last year or November, and he's like, I'm just gonna get my YouTube. Blah, blah. I'm like, you're doing it because next year you're not gonna have a job.
Right.
So just be honest with yourself, man. And like, I don't know.
Well, also too, I mean, Kumi is going
delusional.
through. Yeah, and if you didn't think about it, you had to think about it the minute Anthony was having the heart surgery and he was sick, because you got to be going, oh man, if this guy dies, what's going to happen to me?
It's true. It's another thing, the death part.
Right.
I mean, but Kumia told us he was never getting rid of the New York studio, and we all knew it was bullshit.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's things. Look, he probably was honest in that moment, right? He probably never thought he was going to get rid of it, but things change, and he did. He did have the worst staff on the planet. I mean, I guess
but not as bad as Gas Digital.
I like Steve and Garrett a lot, and they were really good, I think, in the booth and all that stuff. But I mean, the people he had running it, like, what the hell, And it almost feels like Anthony just got tired. And I've done that, where you get like, you need to find somebody, you're frustrated, and you just fucking hire like the worst person in the world because you just want it done, and you're hoping against hope that it works out. Sure.
Yeah.
Aaron,
wait, can I borrow money?
Well, you have to first have to get into a 3-month fight with them and then make up.
Okay.
I'm drinking warmed milk. I'm a hard man.
Not even a super chat.
No.
What did she say over there?
There's so much more to tell, but it's not my place to tell. And I don't mean about Aaron or April. I mean about Keith.
Good plug.
There you go.
Good plug.
The birthday stream nobody's gonna watch, but hold on.
So whose birthday stream is that?
Keanu's, that was her birthday. The trashing her friend April was her birthday stream.
But I thought, was it her birthday?
Yes,
actually
it was,
her birthday?
it was that. It was
Oh.
Keanu's birthday. Yeah,
Oh, well,
She's
that's
now-
nice.
32 years old, married.
Is she
to
really?
Yeah, married to a 56-year-old man with no prospects.
Gino's not 56.
Yeah,
Gino's not 56.
yeah. Why? How old did you think he was?
Maybe 46
No.
at the oldest.
If I'm
I just
wrong,
thought it-
he,
Oh
if
my
I'm wrong,
God.
he's 55. Is
How old
what it is,
Berg?
but I think he's been 55 for a really long time. I don't know.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God. That is
No, but the thing-
crazy.
I imagine that. I think Berg is younger. I mean, you could probably look it up.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think
I
Berg
can,
is
but-
younger, but Berg looks in. Berg's in good shape now.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
oh, yeah. No, for sure.
And-
Aaron Berg's
and
age
Berg-
doesn't show it.
And Berg moves around the stage, like a gazelle. He does. He just moves with such motion.
Finally,
That would be fun.
Kiki Unfiltered.
Aaron, Bill,
Finally.
Gino, and Mersh.
Doesn't show age.
Yeah, and Mersh on a McLaughlin type show. Is Chad still streaming? Because that's another thing. Chad's like, Gino went running to Mersh. First of all, they were running to Mersh. Second of all, I have no problem with Mersh. By the way, that
There
also
re-
reminds me, every time
There really isn't much else on this, but I wanted to show one other thing, because it's like we've forgotten what the fuck Steel Toe did. Like, we've forgotten why he's in the mess that he's in. And this'll just be a minute or so with this, but let's
Are we ta-
watch.
Are we talking about the cuck porn stuff?
Yeah, hold on.
Ah.
Deep connection there. It's a deep.
Because- oh shit. Okay. Cool. I like this.
How do you find out about that? Not necessarily that. It's just closeness.
It's guys getting closer and closer.
When Kayla was sleeping once, and April and Nick, we were in the bathroom where safe and everything were discovered.
We got to go back a little bit. Go
The
ahead.
fingers from sober to crackhead.
It
Aaron's
wasn't
answering.
like just like one day he had a DUI,
Yeah.
and it's just one bad night where he made some bad decisions.
Exactly.
He got pulled over, he got popped, whatever. It's not like
That's
he just had
different. That's
it's not like he had like an 8-ball on him or less.
In a
He
party
had
one
like-
night, it was like, like it was just like I was
he
10.
had-
Talking about
he had like a
Ricado.
full ounce,
And scale.
almost a full ounce with scales and
Guns.
paraphernalia.
So this wasn't the
everything.
fat guy
He
that
did
went
the
to
whole thing. He was-
Hackmania, right?
No, this is
Okay.
PPP. His name is Austin something,
Got it.
and he's another guy that you may disagree with me with, but he's a really talented broadcaster. He's got an amazing command of language, and like Melton, he's able to use a mix of words. He's able to express himself clearly.
Yes, the wordsmith
And-
Melton, sure.
Yeah, and they're really good at it, and it's tough to do.
Andy,
Sorry.
he was deeper into that lifestyle than even
I
you were.
agree.
By a lot. Way more. I was just buying like every now and then and smashing lights and
Ashton
drinking.
Parks
I wasn't
and Andy
selling.
Worst
I wasn't around
things.
kids. I didn't have guns and spent shells. I didn't have
Did
scales.
you have like some greasy, dirty
Joe, or if you dislike me, the biggest cuck on the biggest cuck on the internet currently. No, boys, look, I know we're gonna get into a lot of stuff, and I know I'm here to be Ray
It was
Liotta.
5 months ago.
But I do have to say,
Yep.
and PPP has said it on multiple episodes, and Andy, I know you and I have talked. I think PPP's coverage of this, Ashton's coverage has been fantastic. I've laughed my fucking balls off
Oh, yeah.
when he's calling me a homosexual
Well,
Right.
and a degenerate and everything else. He's
Yeah.
not wrong. I was all of those things. There's no, like, everybody's criticism. Those who
Aaron.
don't like me, who go, oh, you were a degenerate, you went to this place. Yes, that's my whole point. I am guilty. I am working through this. I am working it
So-
off. I am paying it off. The problem I have is 3 other people who are involved in this will not admit their guilt and atone for
Yeah.
what they've done wrong.
So, Aaron, can I just get you correct?
It's not
Well, it's not up to him if they tone or not.
it's not
but-
your job,
Yeah, I know.
right? Like, and it's Ashton Parks and Andrew Worski per Stalin in the chat.
You just you're going to admit to them today that you engaged in homosexual activities?
No, I did not engage in homosexual.
okay.
Nick Ricada
Okay,
licked my
'cause-
face 3 times, and it was always unasked for.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just
I-
going
you
to
know
ask
what it
you
was?
before
You know
we
what it
get
was,
into
though, Ashton,
the
Ashton,
yeah,
real-
yeah.
All right. So what did he just say, Dave?
He licked
He
his
did
face
coke
3 times.
3 times, and it wasn't asked for, right? Like, he didn't ask for it or whatever. And then
Quick, Ashton, real quick. The only reason he licked my face is because I have a terrible habit of leaving Molly on my cheek. That's the only reason he licked.
Is that serious? He was trying to lick
No,
Molly
I
off the cheek or what?
Here's the thing is, though,
in
Aaron.
this case, it's hard to tell what's serious and what's a joke.
I don't like
You're
this.
so insane.
I have to
Hold
be
on.
careful with you because
It's only going to be a minute or two.
No,
Yeah,
no,
so
no, Aaron,
listen,
Aaron, but everything is so degenerate that saying that's like, yeah, that's believable. It's not
It
even
was-
like
No,
exaggerated.
it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we go into, because I kind of want you to give us like a chronological walkthrough of
Oh,
everything.
shit.
But before we do that, I want to ask you, what is the crying on the floor story? Can we hear the crying on the
Yeah.
floor story?
The crying on the floor story. First
Yeah.
of all, I should have been more specific.
Mhm.
But the crying on the floor, well, is that different than the fix her story? The
Tell us
crying-
both. Tell us both.
Okay, the fix her story is this. Well, now we're going to jump out of order and we're going to get way ahead in the story, but all right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't think it's any secret. And I've received messages from people saying, how dare you reveal all this? I'm like, I'm pretty sure you guys getting arrested revealed all this. But
No, it didn't.
it's no secret that, people call it swinging. I would say it was just more straight up, just switching up
Right.
more than anything else. And I
Cope.
did, look,
Swinging.
whoever she is now, whoever she is when I'm not around, when I was around, I'll admit to you boys, I did.
Okay,
fall in
pause.
love.
Maybe that's why he means it's not really swinging. Maybe that's what he means when he says switch it up. He doesn't mean switch girlfriends and so swallowing
Froze.
this guy's cum.
Yeah,
Swallowing this guy's
yeah.
cum.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
With the
Yeah.
Kayla that was around me. Whoever this person is,
Bullshit.
whoever she was, and Nick would tell me himself,
It was
I've
Nick
never seen her
Kayla.
like this in years. There was something about the way her and I connected. There was shit we said to each other that we probably shouldn't have. But there was I just developed a very deep connection. April was, doing the substances she was doing with Nick, and I was not okay with it. Her and I fought about it a lot. When you confront people who are on those substances, they tend to call you a lot of shit that kind of fucks with you. And I started to kind of question my own, worth and sanity and whatnot. And when Kayla hears those kind of things and she comes up and she gives you a hug and she says, I just want to let you know you're a good man. Like, you're at such a...
Ugh.
I know. I love tormenting you. And
This is
we'll put
so
that in
cringy, bro.
the Jeopardy question of things that didn't happen for 1,000, please.
low point when you're doing all this shit, that's all
This
it
is
takes.
Stuttering John
And
story.
you're like, you know what? I'm going to cling to this person because they make me feel like I'm worth a shit. And she did that. I will say this, Kayla Ricada, for all her faults, for all this and whatever we may talk about, I really did develop a deep affection for that woman, and that was reciprocated. It's unfortunate the way things went, but I really did see that there's something in her that wants to
I
be
loved
done
it
with
so
this.
much.
There's just no... I mean, in the situation you're in, there's no opportunity to
better.
actually do it.
May I ask you one thing? So you told me
pause
you
it.
said on your show too.
I loved her so much. I would suck Nick's cum right out of her pussy every night.
I mean, I was like, I'd lick Nick's butt. I mean, only because I knew Kayla was at the other end.
Dude, there was something about like you guys were like soulmates. Like you had conversations about
me,
being
me
soulmates.
and Kayla went
were
down
in
on
bed
Nick
one night,
together
and,
so many times. We kissed
We
on his
get-
dick. We get each other, just like one of the gals.
And he has such a hog. It was like I was able to go low. She was able to go high.
I think your
Oh,
mic
it's
is buzzing.
fantastic.
I think your mic's buzzing.
Is
I have
it?
to just unplug it and plug it back in. Yeah.
Right at my best.
Yeah. But yeah, M. Holt, the fact that he's look, I don't know how true the whole he logged into Ricada's computer and now he's got all his bullshit. Yeah, I don't know how true all that is. I hope it's true. Seems very funny to like go watch a Nick Ricada stream and then go type in cuck porn afterwards and jerk off like immediately after. Test it. Now I can't hear you. You have to change the setting. But I do appreciate a good work even if that is fake. So kudos to Melton yet again. But I mean, I guess it wasn't. I guess it was more Ricada that came out with it, but it does hit a little harder. Hello. All right, you sound better. That works now.
Yeah, Nick posted it. I'm sure that when Melton's been teasing it for
Sure.
a week or so.
Sure. Yeah, maybe
Oh.
he teased it a little too long and he didn't get the first drop on it. But
Well, I
maybe
don't
that
think he want. you know, I keep saying Milton's a smart guy,
Right,
but
right,
all
right,
these
right.
assholes now are like, Milton's going to go to prison, computer hacking, and all this other stuff. Milton didn't do anything. He put
Yeah.
up stuff that was sent to him. It's not
It's
not like
nobody's going to
Milton
jail,
went into
bro.
to the computer. But we're going to wrap up within
Yep.
about the next 15, but I want to get this out.
When Nick would be on
Probably
his stream,
less than
April
that.
would be the corner demon. Of course, I think that's pretty much figured out by now. I'm
Right.
not spilling any.
Yeah,
But April
about
would go
6
down
minutes
there.
in me.
And you know, the sickest part about
Now
me,
it's 5.
and a level of degeneracy I'll cop to, is I didn't want to be around my wife. I wanted to be around Kayla. So when those two went off and did their thing, it didn't bother me at all.
Oh, but wait. We got to listen for a minute. We got to hear about.
That hurts. Aaron, why do you say it? This is what I imagine how I imagine people feel when they see my stand up. Like, this is brutal, dude.
They're embarrassed for you.
Exactly. We never had a word for that. We used to feel embarrassed for people. Now we have a word for it. It's called cringy. It's called
Cringy.
cringe. Douche chills.
And as a husband, that's disgusting. That's degenerate. I think as PPP said, you have to answer to men and God on shit like that. But
No, you don't.
that was just the way it was. That's the situation I was in. And I'm sorry, Andy. I'm jumping all over the place.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no. It's very enlightening, everything you're saying. It's fantastic. I mean, it's awesome. You're doing
PPP is really good at sucking these guys in.
Yeah, Andy, you said the soulmate thing. That's
The
what it was.
soulmate thing. Yeah, but no, it's fine.
were in
It's,
bed. We
it's
were in bed
unfolding
one
the
night.
story. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
We were in bed one night. We were lying together, and she whispered to me. She goes, "I think you're my soulmate." And I,
my
the
God.
way
I
we
can't
were
do it
at the
anymore,
time, I said,
Buckman. I
you know.
cannot do it anymore, dude. Oh my fucking God.
It's amazing, right? Isn't it just amazing?
That is so brutal, dude.
And this is him winning.
Oh my God.
So
Why would you say that?
There was one quick part I wanted to get into, but I'll save it for another time.
Yeah.
But
please.
he goes on about God and admitting, there's a power higher than ourselves that
Okay.
can stop
My mom
us.
tells me that too. I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? But
I
my
know, but
soulmate-
it's not supposed to come from a 37-year-old man, right?
You just sucked her husband's jizz out of your pussy. Why would you think she's your soulmate?
Right.
All
Well, maybe he liked the jizz. So the bottom line in all this, and if there's a lesson to be learned, and this is what drives me fucking crazy, is these people involved in this polycule are all pieces of shit, right?
Molecule. Sure.
Some to a worse degree than others. But here's the reality.
They're only really pieces of shit because of the kids being around and doing drugs in the same household as children. I don't like that. I don't do that.
Right. Well, you don't have any kids around.
Exactly.
So, but look, how many of these guys are sitting down in their basements smoking up weed while their kids are upstairs playing?
I guess, what do you consider hard drugs? What do you consider drugs? Do you consider, it's all this stuff is bad. It's all bad. I don't like it.
But
I'm not a good little Christian kid, but I'm not into swinging or cucking or cum swapping, whatever the fuck he does, dude.
Yeah,
Not
I
into
don't
it.
think. But I just I love all these guys. I think half of these guys, if they had the chance to swing, or bang somebody else's wife, they'd be on it right away. But I find this weeping and gnashing of teeth over how evil Nick is. I don't find it. It doesn't ring true to me with a lot of these guys.
We were laying together and she said, "You're my soulmate." Are you?
Yeah, you're my soulmate.
Are you
Right.
joking? Nobody believes
Right.
you, stupid.
The only time that's ever happened to me is when I'm laying next to a fat broad who's so glad that I'm there. That was her line. But here's my point.
Little fatty. I bang some little fatties here and there too.
And this is all I can think of with
Sorry.
Keanu in that earlier stream.
Yeah.
Because you feel you're turning on April doesn't mean you have to turn towards Steel Toe, right? It doesn't mean you have to like Aaron because you dislike April or Nick or anything. There's no good people in this. I agree with you. I think that April was talked into this and got in way too deep and couldn't get out of it. But
Yeah, Schmuel, let me tell you something. if you did something shitty to me, I'd drop you in a second, not even think about it twice. It doesn't matter how many good times we've had together. You do something shitty to me.
Right, unless you were a
excommunicado.
low-life piece of trash that thought you'd make super chats on it.
Exactly.
Right? Like that's what's going on here.
All right, I'm
don't think-
not below that, I guess.
I know. I'm just like I'm tired of people like Keanu and Gino feigning, oh, he's a good guy. He's coming out of this. He's that. He's this. You just don't have to communicate with them.
That's
Right? Like,
just keep their names out of your mouth and be done with it.
just
You
shut
want to
up.
be a good friend? Shut up.
Make fun of them like everybody else does. All right.
All right.
I think
Thanks,
we'll
Buckman.
get to wrap it. Hey, Matt, don't run off yet. Are we gonna do Sunday?
Sunday the 20th.
Oh,
Yes, this Sunday I can do. I can't do next Sunday.
okay, cool. Next Sunday
All right.
I can't do either. So we'll see you folks on Sunday. We'll post the details.
Go follow me,
All
David
right.
Sarah,
Yep.
on YouTube.
Yep.
Later.
Dave Sarah
Later.
and Schmuel Buckman. Bye.